Good morning, students. Today we are going to demonstrate the experiment of calibration of three-phase watt-hour meter using 2 watt meter. So we'll start from the power source. So you can see this is the three-phase variac. From here we are getting a three-phase supply, and this three-phase supply is connected to this MCCB. From this MCCB, this connection has gone to the this three-phase transformer, step-down transformer. This one is, and you can see the rating of this transformer, that is 110 volt to 4 volt. From the secondary of this transformer, we are getting 4 volt output. That 4 volt is coming to this rheostat. Actually, this line actually exciting the current coil of the energy meter, three-phase energy meter. You can see this one is the three-phase energy meter, induction type. Now you can see this is the circuit diagram, and previously whatever I said, that this is the step-down three-phase transformer. You can see the 4 voltage is coming from this the secondary part of this transformer. Okay, from there it is going to A, that is the ammeter, then R1. Okay, so this is the transformer. Okay, from there we connected it to the R1. It is in series, so I can connect it R1 first, then it can go to the ammeter. So we have connected it to the R1. From there it has gone to the ammeter. Actually, this is a combined meter. This one is the watt meter and voltmeter and ammeter also. Okay, it's a combined meter. So we connected it to this meter. So from here we can check the current. Now this meter is set in voltage. It is showing the voltage. Now if I change the mode, you can see the current. Just a minute. So this is the current now. So we connected it to the ammeter. You can consider it. So from the ammeter, it has gone to the watt meter. So this is the watt meter. Watt meter is current coil. So it is already connected to the watt meter. Okay, and from there a series line has gone to the second watt meter. So you can see this is the second watt meter. Here also it is connected. So physically when you see, this is the transformer. This transformer is this one. From here it is going to the R1. This one is R1. You can find it in your circuit. This is the R1, and this one is the W1. This is R2. This one is W2. Okay, and this is the that our three-phase watt-hour meter. Actually in circuit, this is the three-phase watt-hour meter. You can see this is the three-phase watt-hour meter. This one is W1, this one is W2, R2, R1. Okay, and you can see this disc rotating of this watt-hour meter, and this one is the an important device. This is the phase shifter. Actually we are not using here the load. Load means actually variable load. That means we are not using here any variable inductor or any variable capacitor by which we can change the phase angle of the circuit. We are only using R1 and R2. By changing this R1, R2, we will actually change the current value of this. These two resistances are resistive load only. So we are not here using any inductive load or variable capacitive load, by changing which load we can change the phase angle. So here we are using phase shifter. Okay, phase shifter for phantom loading or fictitious loading. Okay, so by changing this phase shifter, we will change the phase angle of the circuit. Okay, now we are going to the experimental part. So there are total 3 runs. In run 1, at first we will do a short time test on unity power factor load. Okay, in this test actually we will make the power factor 1, that means unity power factor. In unity power factor, we will change the load to 100%. First reading will be on 100%, then it will be on 50%, then it will be on 20%. Accordingly, we will check total revolution time. Okay. In unity power factor, at 100% load, the first reading will be at 100% load. We'll take the time for 40 revolutions of the disc, and then in 50% load we will take 20 revolution time. We'll take the time for 20 revolutions of the disc, and again in 20% of load we'll take the time for 10 revolution of the disc. Okay. Now run 1B, the second part of the run 1. First of all, of this run 1B, we will change the power factor, value of power factor. How? Already I told you, we'll make the value of power factor 0.5, okay, by changing the phase shifter. Then in 0.5 power factor for 100% load, we'll take the time again, we'll take the time for 20 revolution of the disc, and in 50% of the load, we'll take the time for 10 revolution of the disc. So our run 1B is the short time test on 0.5 power factor. For 0.5 power factor load. Okay. Then next test is run 2. Run 2 will be the dial test at full load and unity power factor. Okay. And the third and the last test will be the run 3, that is the creep test. Okay. Now we will go to the to our experiment. We will see how we will perform this experiment. As I said, this meter is a combined meter. That means this one is W1 and as well V1 as well and I1 also. And this one is W2, V2 and I2. So from these two meters we can see the value of V1 and V2. You can see the value of V1 is now 109 and V2 is 110. Now our first step, that will be to set the current to the 5 ampere. We will change the value of R1 and R2 to make the current 5 ampere. Now we will change the mode and set it to ampere mode. Now it is ampere. You can see that current is changing. You can see now the 5 ampere current already set into ammeter. Okay. So total current is flowing through this energy meter and watt meter is 5 ampere. Now you can see that this is rotating. So now our next step will be to make this power factor 1, that is unity power factor. As I told earlier that the phase shifter, we will use phase shifter, make the power factor 1. So by varying the phase shifter, now at first now we are changing it to power mode for both the watt meters. Now you can see this is in power mode, watt, and this one is also watt. So how can I understand that it is in unity power factor? When same power will be shown in 2 watt meters. The value of the watt meters will be same. Okay. So when now you can see that we are varying this watt meter, phase shifter. We are varying this phase shifter. Oh, it is decreasing. This one is increasing. We will take it to the same value. Now you can see we are changing it. It's changing, you can see it is now, this one is decreasing, this value is decreasing. We will make it same. Make the value slowly. It's changing. Now you can see both the values are same. In this condition, you can say the power factor of the circuit is 1. It is in unity power factor. Okay. Now our setup is ready to take reading. Okay. So you can see these discs are rotating in the energy meter. So whatever I said, we will take in full load. It is in full load condition. 5 ampere will be the full load condition. That is 100% load for this experiment. So it is in now full load condition and unity power factor. So as I told earlier that for 100% load and in one unity power factor will take 40 revolutions of this disc. You can check only one disc. Okay. So how you will check that? You can see that a mark is there. Okay. So when the mark will come back again here, so that will be one revolution. By that way you have to count 40, and when you count that time you have to start this stopwatch. So you have to start this stopwatch and wait for 40 revolutions, and then when 40 revolutions will be over, that time you have to stop this stopwatch and you have to take the reading. Okay, now we are starting. You can see this start is coming. Okay, start. Already the stopwatch is working, and I am counting the distribution. Okay. So in 40 revolution we got the time, that is 102.4 seconds. Okay, in 40 revolution. So you have to note it down here, time taken in seconds, and also you have to note the wattmeter reading, that is W1 and W2. Okay, now it is showing two values. So W1, W2, the number of disc revolution 40 we know already, and time taken, that is that 102.4, and calculator meter constant. All the formula has been given to your worksheet. From there you will get the calculated meter constant. Okay, and this one is the Kc. You have to calculate the value of Kc using this W1, W2 and T. When you are going to find the percentage of error, that time one value you need to know, that is the K. Kc we are calculating from here Kc. Okay, but K, the value of K also you have to know, and the K, the rated, that is the rated meter constant of this meter. It is written on this cover of the meter. You can see that is 2400 revolution per kilowatt hour. Okay, so this is the value of K, and you also have to find out the percentage of error. Okay, now for 50% also same procedure that has to be done, the same procedure, but for 20 revolution, and for 20% load also you have to take the reading for 10 revolution. More or less same procedure for run 1B also, but before starting the run 1B procedure, we have to, you can see that the power factor is 0.5. So we have to make the power factor 0.5 by varying the phase shifter. Now we will vary the phase shifter. So here also how we know the when the power factor will reach to the 0.5. Okay, so now you can see when the total load will show in single wattmeter. In 1 wattmeter it will show 0, and the single wattmeter, the total load will, not total load, I'm sorry, it will show the total power, will show to the single wattmeter. Now you can see the value of W1 is decreasing. I am actually varying the phase shifter. Now you can see the value of W1 is decreasing and the value of W2 is increasing. Now it will yes. Okay. Now total full power now showing in the W2. So this condition, the power factor is 0.5. Okay. So now we will start run 2. In run 2 you can see it is already written. I'll just at full load. So it is in full load. Okay. Now we actually kept in full load. That is 5 ampere. Already I have mentioned, and it will be again in unity power factor. So we again set it to 0 degree. That means unity power factor. You can see the wattmeter, both the wattmeter showing the same reading, more or less. Okay, let me set just okay. Now you can see it's showing the same reading, so it is in unity power factor again. And now in run 2, this is a long run procedure. Okay, so we will check the dial reading of this energy meter for 30 minutes. So we will run it for 30 minutes. So before we start the time counting, we will take the reading of this dial. Okay, this dial reading we note the reading, and after 30 minutes we note the reading again. So by taking this dial reading, we will find the total energy consumption in 30 minutes. Okay. Now our last test is creep test. For creep test, we will de-energize the current coil. So we will switch off the power that is supply. We will switch off the supply of current coil. So only potential coil will be excited. There will be no supply to the current coil. Okay. You can see we already de-energized the current coil. So in that condition, the potential coils are energized only. In that condition, if the disc will rotate, we can say in the meter there is creep. But if disc will not rotate, so there is no creep in this meter. Disc is not rotating, both the discs are not rotating, so we can say that there is no creep at all. Okay. Thank you everyone. So I think you all understood the experiment procedure. We tried to explain it properly. If you have any doubt, you please ask. Then we will try to explain you in better way. Thank you.